Hello everyone, we are here again on Psychology 121. Today we're going to be talking about research methods in psychology. As we know, you should like, share and subscribe, please, so that I wouldn't use it to be distracting your learning, right? So I expect that by now you guys should please like, share, comment in the comment box if you have any question, and reach us at 0703226171. So, research methods. I have explained what is research in other videos, right? So, a prefix RE is added to the word search, showing that it's something that is done again and again, right? So, searching again and again, investigation, a systematic investigation, a scientific activity. You know, when we say scientific research, we are engaging in something that has procedure, which I have detailed in other videos, right? Now let's go straight. The types of research we have in psychology, they are divided into two: the non-experimental and the experimental method. The non-experimental methods of research and the experimental methods of research. Now, under the non-experimental, please, we would take them one after the other. In non-experimental method, we have what we call the naturalistic observation. Please, very important, I will emphasize on that. Naturalistic observation. What is naturalistic observation? Well, there is observation there, looking, watching, looking at something, right? And there is naturalistic, so in a natural setting. This is taking place in the natural setting. It is a scientific observation done in a natural setting. A woman named Foxy, I'm trying to remember her second name, Anna Foxy, right? Spent 50 years of her life wearing a clothes like a chimpanzee, a cloth made of chimpanzee bodies, like furs and everything. Like, she resembled a chimpanzee, right? She went to live with them. She stayed with chimpanzees and for 50 years. So in there, she will walk like them, she will mop like them, like she will make sound like them. She will go to where they packed their, or maybe where they are eating, and start munching the food like she's eating it, right? This is to convince them, come on, we are brethren here, right? So this activity or engagement allowed her to be able to live with them and not obstruct them. You know, initially, if she has come with a camera and pen and pencil or anything, trying to, on seeing her, they will run away. If they didn't run away, their behavior will modify. They will be hyperactive, or let's say sensitive of her presence, right? And they will not engage in what they wanted to do. In naturalistic observation, we try to observe the organism, whether human or stars or anything, animals, rats, rabbits, like in this case now chimpanzees, right? You observe them in their natural setting. If you are observing students, right, you are not calling them to sit down and let's see how you do this or that, right? You allow them, for those going to class, for those sitting in the class, for those reading in the class, for those who are reading, for those who are going to buy something, for those who are chatting, for those who are talking, for, right? Everything is in the natural setting, the way it should be, and nobody is disturbing them. If it's riot, you don't influence the riot, you don't disturb them, right? So in this case of Foxy, she tried as much as possible to ensure that she engaged these chimpanzees with everything they are engaging in and not obstructing them, looking like them, minding her business, and they are doing their own thing. Maybe their funerals and their wedding ceremonies, she is part of it. I don't know whether they gave her out in marriage, and I don't know. This helps her to try, these things can travel, especially when they dictate if there is any danger, maybe like earthquake that will happen in 10 years time, they will run away before time. So you see, I'm pointing that out so we understand that this naturalistic observation try as much as possible to engage these organisms while those organisms are expressing themselves in their habitats without any obstruction. Before I go on, you understand that the little limitations, before I talk about the major limitations of this topic, naturalistic observation, this research design, you understand that what if you have been somewhere monitoring these chimpanzees and at a point they are detected in 10 years to come there will be an earthquake here. You know, they always often live in mountains, right? What do you think? They will leave you and run, and every of your study will have to stop or continue when you see them again. I don't know how the change in environment may affect your study or the proposition of the study. So you see that that is a problem in naturalistic observation. As much as there are great strengths and advantages of this design, so research design, you see that there are also limitations which we'll look at very soon. But first, it will be interesting to know that one of the strengths of this naturalistic observation is in the fact that it provides or produces quality information, first-hand, very first-hand, a raw data information, right? This is not the time you are disturbing the students or come to laboratory, let's practice or research on an experiment or anything. This is where they are in their real setting, doing their thing, and you were able to get it from them. This is not an interview that you went and they are saying just to help themselves or trying to be biased due to their own subjective reasons and emotions, right? Naturalistic observation gets that. Now, if you want to study students, how many of students, for example, goes to the restroom and washes their hand when they come out, you really have to do it, ensure that they don't know that you are there. Now, let's talk about the major limitations of this research design. There are majorly two, which you must take note of. You must be very aware of them. They are problem of reactivity and problem of delimiting behavior. Problem of reactivity and problem of delimiting behavior. Now, let me start with the problem of reactivity. Now, like I said, if you want to investigate to know the number of students that engage in washing their hands while after using the restroom, you will ensure that they do not notice you. You can't go to one of the sink there and start and using a camera and you are writing down, observing them. Come on, you know what will happen. Everyone seeing somebody observing them will turn towards that wash hand and wash their hands. Reason, because they know what the expectations and the norm in that setting. If you want to know how studious your university students or college students are, you don't ensure that they know you're observing them. You may have to sit down, perhaps in that classroom or in the library, sit down and be munching on your own book, right? Be reading your own book. If you give them the impression and they notice your presence, you're observing them. Come on, those that wanted to press phone or wanted to engage in a lot of other things, we do what? They will start flipping the pages of the book just to look, now, normal. They want to look as a very good student, serious student, that kind of thing, right? You wouldn't know that they have been pressing phone and watching all these YouTube. Okay. Perhaps they are listening to they still study, right? They are listening to our channel. That is anybody on YouTube at that point should be a studious student, right? Okay, please guys, like and share and subscribe. Very important. Now, reactivity is a problem in naturalistic observation research design that occur when the the behavior of an observing organism is modified due to social expectations. It occurs when the organism, when I mean organism, it could be animal, it could be human being, right? When the organism modifies their behavior as reason of being aware that they are being observed. Please, let's pick the point here. They change their behavior because they know they are being observed. It's very simple. You know those girls and everything, and then you are walking on the road, and before you knew it, you saw some guys looking at you. Even if your nose is scratching you at that point and you wanted to pick your nose, you know you're not going to do that, right? While you know at home, some of our fine girls, you know, they can pick their nose and put it in their mouth, right? So, but once you notice you are being watched, you put down your shirt, you change your step, like you use your hanky and do anything you want to do on that road, right? So this is, you see how that behavior has been modified, and that is called in naturalist observation reactivity, right? Reactivity, when the behavior is modified and what, as reason of knowing that the organism, like, right, is being observed, they modify their behavior. So this is one big problem in getting what you're looking for, right? For example, there's the one I gave you. If the students know that you're observing them, they will wash their hands. Come on, they are clean people now. Even if they are rushing anywhere, they have to do it first, right? So that is reactivity. I hope that is very clear, and please don't forget that you need it so much. It is 100% one of your questions that will be coming out. The two problems in naturalistic observation, it is a must, right? And secondly, problem of delimiting behavior. I will have to talk about how to solve these problems first, right? Let me discuss on how to solve the problem of reactivity. The problem of reactivity, there are two major ways to solve them, and the two major ways is unobtrusive observation method and unobtrusive measure. Unobtrusive measure, the measure here is MEASURE, right? MEASUR, so it's not there otherwise. So unobtrusive observation and unobtrusive measure. If you want to solve the problem of reactivity, use the two. In unobtrusive observation method, the word is unobtrusive. You don't want to obstruct or intrude in their life or in their setting, in their real life natural activities, right? You want to stay in such a way that they will not know you are influencing them. Or imagine there is a riot in UNN and you came with your camera and you came with your microphones. What will happen? You see the ginger will go to the next level, right? No water, and before you know it, you see some people that want to come in front of the camera, and you see some people dodging the camera so that their parents will not see them at home, right? Okay, so you see, you don't observe that way, right? There are ways, and one of the ways, what we say, unobtrusive observation. There are ways, unobtrusive observation. Example is participants observation method. One of the unobtrusive observation technique is participant observation. You could take the placard, you can take the stick, you can like put yourself, be part of that riot. Just like Foxy, she wore like a chimpanzee, resemble them, and engage in all their daily activities, all their daily life. And at that point, there is no or none of their natural life is being obstructed. They are engaging. If the riot is there, you are just one of the rioters, if I should use that word, right? And after that, or in there, you are picking what you need. You are taking records while they are doing it. You are everything you are doing there and then, right? That is one of the unobtrusive methods. And another one is use of CCTV cameras, use of what is this camera called again? This camera can video almost 90 degrees, like you face it the other way around. No, the other person. We call it unobtrusive observation. So imagine when you are in that passage by the restroom and you are just busy looking for something by the door or looking for something by the floor there, right? Anybody can come out and go, come out and go, come out and go, and they don't know you are recording the number of persons that use the wash hand person, right? So you are unobtrusively observing them. Like I said, participant observation is one of them. Use of cameras, CT cameras, one-way mirror design, exactly. One-way mirror design, we often use it in psychological research or laboratories, yes. You will see there. So students will come in that place and they will, oh, what a mirror. They will go there, they will be seeing their faces and purely like a mirror. It's just a mirror, but they wouldn't know that the other side, that is just a way to see it in. Everything anybody is doing in there, from the other side of the mirror is being seen. So that is what we call one-way mirror design. It's part of the unobtrusive observation methods. Now, the unobtrusive measure. Unobtrusive measure provides us a situation where we need to come after the behavior has taken place. To avoid not disturbing them, please allow them to continue, right? So after you come. So if you want to know whether the guy is a smoker or takes alcohol, please don't bother asking him because he's going to lie, right? What you need to do is go to the dustbin. When you visit, go to the dustbin. You may see the packs or all of the counters and everything, right? So this is an example after the event has taken place. You will see persons taking polls after the election have taken place. The apathy level of Nigerians after presidential election 2023, all of those things. This is after the behavior have taken place. We call it ex post fact. Exposed, E-X-P-O-S-T, right? And like the riots, you may allow the riot to go on. After that, you come back and see the damages and reasons and everything, right? This is unobtrusive measure. Very good, very interesting. So quickly, the last problem in this, like I said, the first is reactivity, and I've discussed the limit and the way to solve it. The second one is problem of delimiting behavior. So you understand that like these persons are in their natural setting and they are doing everything. And remember, for every research you have defined your problem. That's why I sent or invited us back to former video I did, identification of problem or definition of problem. What do you want to study? Okay, in this case, you wanted to study people that wash their hand after toilet, right? There are every other things, every other behavior. Some will come out answering call, some will come out chatting with their friend, some will come out very ready to run to classes. Now, the chimpanzees, you are interested in their feeding habits. And you come the next week, they are planning for marriage or funeral. The next week they are engaging in sexual behavior. These are not your interests. The next time you see them fighting, right? These are problems in another problem. So you see that the researcher is faced with this problem of how do I limit or delimit this problem, this behavior, to only the behavior I'm interested in. Perhaps you may even stay 1 week, you have not seen the behavior you are needing in action, right? That is a problem. If it's students, you want to know those that study. Some are there waiting for some another thing. In fact, some didn't come for class. Some they may even start class meeting, right? Okay, so a lot of behaviors going on in the same time. So what do we do to control or correct this? We use what we call operationalization and the use of ethogram. In naturalistic observation, please mind you, there is something we call anthropomorphizing. Anthropomorphizing, anthro, A-N-T-H-R-O-P-O-M-O-R-P-H-I-Z-I-N-G, anthropomorphizing. So this is attributing human attributes to animals. When you say a dog is happy, we don't do that. That's anthropomorphizing. Or you name them, anthropomorphizing. You name the human names. So, delimiting behavior, how do we solve it? Use operationalization. That's what we call ethogram in naturalistic observation. This gives you the count of behaviors that you are looking for. So they point it out there. Anytime the behavior takes place, you mark. Anytime the other behavior, you mark, but you will be focused on the one you are looking for. When we say operationalization, is when we are able to define uniquely the behavior we are interested in. I've talked about that in Sci 101 also, the word operationalization. Please don't tell us you are trying to check the feeding habit only. Like, which kind of feeding habit? Is it when they are drinking water? Is it when they are, like, which behavior? You must limit it in the particular behavior. If it's feeding habit, let's know it's feeding habit, not the behavior of animals. You will be frustrated because you can't delimit it. But if you're able to delimit it, you'll be able to have success in that regard. So, having said that, in summary, we have said that naturalistic observation, naturalistic, considers the life of organisms in their natural settings. And we have also concluded that it has first-hand information, raw information that can be used to conduct heavier and very effective research or studies in the future, but comes with several limitations, which we categorize as one, reactivity, and delimiting behavior. Thank you, and please stay tuned and see you in the next video as we continue other non-experimental research designs.